Alright guys, it's the next day. I ran out of time last night, so we're gonna put the valve body back together. It's about 6:30 and finally cooled off. It's been smoking hot. It's like 107 again today. Hotter than a 3-ball Tomcat in Pound Town. I'm glad when this heat wave's over. Anyway, let's turn the camera down and get it put back together. Alright, here we go. So I laid everything out on the selector valves just like they're going to go. That's what I usually start with. And I always grab them, give them one last wipe off. Give them a little blow. I usually take just a little tiny bit of WD. That means that much to come out. Just enough to coat it when it's sliding in the hole. Give it just a little back and forth, make sure it's gonna go in there good. Spring. Alright, and remember this one is here is the one with the seems to be the most tension on it, the strongest spring. I'm gonna stand it up and try to do it where it's directly out on you. It might be a little harder on me, but that's alright. Give it just a tiny shot too. Very little, very little. There she goes. Just want to fight me a little bit. I may have to grab my big screwdriver for this one. This one pushes, this one's a long push. Alright, where are my locking tabs? They must be in there where the bolts is. Of course you are. Should have had all them set up from the get-go, dummy. Wipe that off too. The cleaner the better. I try to get it as just as freaking super clean as I can get it. Alright, of course you're going to be putting a tab through there, so you want to be slightly just over a little bit, so when you push your tab in there you ain't going to be in the way of the screwdriver. I try to go ahead and you want to flip that around, of course, so your tab is facing that way when you go down with it. Oh yeah, baby. In with that one. Man, lots of pressure on that one right there. It's not bad, it really isn't. After doing a few, it's actually kind of therapeutic actually when it's putting back together. Cleaning it is the biggest job with the whole thing. Taking the time to clean it. So this one actually you could probably go ahead and slide. I'm gonna go ahead and put just a little bit on this. If I can get just a little to come out, oh, just a little drop. Probably won't hurt for a couple drops on the spring. You know, I look at this every time I take it out. I never can see a difference in miking it out. There don't seem to be no difference. So That can go either way. Same way on that other one down here. Exactly symmetrical. Rub that in a little bit, give it one last look, make sure nothing's on it. Let's give it one more little bit. It's a little bit dry right there. And if you take a picture when you take them out, like I said in the first video, and lay them out, you really ain't got to have the book, but it's nice to have something to go by. Those things don't always come out and go as planned. Never goes as planned most of the time. Turn it up. Feels like it's going in good. Offset the screwdriver a little bit. Oh, I didn't ever clean that one there. Wipe it off and we'll come back up. Kind of hard on this because I can't see the way I got it right there. And if you have to get it just where it's holding it, then move your screwdriver over a little bit. All right, that one's in. Looks like my battery life's going dead. I might have to recharge and take back off. Maybe it'll last till I get these in. Leave them about out at WD. There's a lot of certain rags I don't like using because it leaves fuzz. I cannot stand anything that leaves fuzz. And if I am ever having to use it, I always blow it off. And when I'm done, and get any of that fuzz out of there. Alright. So what are we on? We on the third. Just want to go like that. Very, very, very good fit on that. The spring's going to slide inside of that. And that plug actually catches on that spring like it's meant to be. I can get a little bit of lube around that. Oh, man, I had to work you in there and then you pop right back out. Let's give it a little lube. Most time if you go in, when you got a precise fit, if you go in dead straight, it'll go in pretty easy. If you got it cocked any little bit, keep forgetting to clean these hold tabs off. Got it cocked in a little bit, it's going to bind up, that's for sure. All right, let's see where we're at. There. And the rest of them, they're really not that bad to push down. That one's kind of really bad, strong. That one is second to the strongest, and the rest of them not bad at all. I've already cleaned them and went through and looked, checked out, made sure it wasn't wear and score. You can mic it out, you take the time to do that. But if it has a really good, nice fit to it and don't feel like there's any wear in there, then you're probably good. That one there. And I need to do a vacuum test on these too. This one seems loose until it gets on up in there, because it goes kind of deep. But then when it gets on in there, it fits snug. And of course this one, I'm going to set it down in there. I'm going to put a little bit on that. Inward spring. Actually, when I do that, I like putting it in like that and then getting it started. I mean, once it's in there, even if it falls out, it should be good. Because it can't go nowhere but in, right? But double check it when you put it in there. Yeah, that's good. All right, other side. And these springs, if you don't got the book or you don't take a picture, the two that are the least amount of stiffness and gauge is going to be these top ones. Which is primary pulley regulator. And then select relay valve on that one. This one gets the little bit of a smaller diameter, and then that one. All right, let's walk them down. Yeah, I'm about out. All right. Really nice fit on that. If it feels really tight when it goes in, just work it and make sure it's not going to stick. Yeah, that feels good. All right, down to the last one. We already got it lubed. Nice fit. Super snug, super snug. And I looked in there, everything looked really clean. Those, I don't like putting nothing in there to spinning that would cause any kind of scratching or any alter the boring of it. So I just try to clean it the best I can with WD-40 and just blasting it with air. Super tight on this one. Guarantee you that one will hold vacuum. Alright. Spring in your hole. And where's my last pin? I didn't need the screwdriver on that one. Alright, those are the selector valves in. Now let me look at the diagram, which I already know pretty much from the pictures and remembering where the screens go. And if you look, you can kind of tell, you know, you got a screen there, you can see it, you got a screen there. I think this one had 2 and the other side had 3 that was locked on the plate. So let me get those, make sure they're clean, and it'll blow them out. Alright, let's get the screens and check ball in. So here on the solenoid side, where your solenoids go, this part of the valve body gets the 3 filters, and they're going to go, you know, it has the open hole, and then you got the top. The closed off top is going to set down in the hole. So you're going to get one over here, and it pushes down, it'll stay in position. You're going to get one here. And you're going to get one over here. So there, and there, and you'll see the holes for them, and turn them up on the flat spot. Alright, the check balls. Alright, on this too, let's see, low brake solenoid exhaust ball. Once that's in there, you'll see it's kind of round. Alright, and then the other one, which is the reverse brake exhaust ball, also round. See a piece of fuzz again. You drop that in, it can't move other than you flip it upside down. And then of course you can see that hole too is perfectly round. It's got a slot in it, but it's not going to be able to come out once you drop it in. That's where it lives. Alright, and then the plate on these. Those lock in on your selector valve side. Freaking buzz, man. Where's my other one? Over here. They'll lock in where they sit there. Alright, before we put it together, which I'm going to hold the plate and flip over, because of course we got the balls on this side, so we got to do this side. And you could probably actually flip that over and lay that in there. We can try it that way. See, my screen just fell out. But before we do that, let me lay this back right here. We got to put the solenoids in now because they get the pins down in the holes to hold them in. Alright, so on your solenoids, your two ends are the same and the same number. But I still keep the original ones where it went, and I color code them so I know they go back in the same spot. So let me double check that and we'll throw them in. Alright, I double checked. We can throw that back in. My phone went dead too. Sorry, I had to regroup. So just check your pictures. So you know, if you're looking at your pictures and you flip it over, it's going to be opposite of what you were. So just making sure of that. Alright. Let's start with the blue on the side. And let's give them a little shot too. Nice, good fit. Alright, so these has the pins. You'll have 4 pins. Just want to get this hole, and when you put it in, you'll see that it probably don't seat up, but you just pull up on it a little bit, and it'll find that groove along the edge of it. What it is it's just catching in the groove here and locking it in, so it can't roll, move, or up and down. It can't roll or move up and down once that's locked in. Pin in. Yeah, this thing's got magneticity to them. They're magnetic. Something's got them kind of magnetic. They're sticking to one another. Make sure you're all the way down. And then you start coming up on it. Well, where you at, baby? She don't want to go in there for me. Look, there went one of my check balls. Wonder where my other one went. There it is. Thank God. I had to freaking track that down. Let me get right here where I'm pulling out a little bit. Don't know why it wants to be like this. I can feel it trying to catch right there, but being stubborn. Being stubborn. Why, baby? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, huh? What did I do to you? Yeah, I know that one's got to go down at the bottom of that. I don't know, that one's up real. I might have to push hard in on that one. I was wrong. I was trying to push up on it a little bit. That one goes real close to the up front on it. Dang, do I got the wrong one in the wrong spot? I'm gonna double check my colors. See what this one does. Yeah, evidently I must have had to have that one in the wrong spot. Well, once again, mistakes are easily made. Yep, that one goes right in. That one goes right in. Yeah, and they should all go down flush. So just up a little bit, just wiggle it, move it around. All right, let's go back to check ball. So let's try this like I was saying. See if it'll work going in this way. Might, it might not, I don't know. I believe that'll work great. It's got just a little groove there that'll set. Yeah, I thought it locked in, but you might not be able to see it. It's got just a little edge on it there, so that's probably the better way to do it. Just put that on first and set that down in there. You can get them lined up as good as you can. And you set that on. What I do is I set it over here just a little bit. So when I get it lined up, I can just take and come up with a bolt and snug up on that and put a couple in without having to move it. And that comes in very helpful. So let me organize my bolts here real quick and get that done. All right, I got them organized, ready to go. So again, you got 3 different sizes here. Majority of them is going to be already close to about 1.5 inches maybe. Then these 3 short ones is going to go around the filter. And the 2 long ones, once I get it on and get a couple of these started, I leave it loose because I've noticed these is like alignment bolts, because I've put a few in of those before and then go to put those in and I actually had to loosen those back up a little bit. So I typically will put a couple of them in and then make sure I put those in before I start kind of snugging down on anything, which I get them all in and started anyway. All right, let's set it down on there, make sure we fuzz free. Give it a little look over. Get it good and centered up. More fuzz. God, I can't stand it. It's like my biggest pet peeve. And I know it probably may not hurt nothing, but I just can't freaking stand it. Try to go straight down on it, just as straight as you can. All right, so this one, I'm right here at the filter. I'm starting with one of these short ones. But yeah. I need to grab my, oh yeah, I got it. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna just put a couple of them in and then I'm gonna do these 2 alignment long ones right here and then we'll put them all in. All right, so your 2 alignment ones, it's gonna be this hole and that hole. But they're gonna come back through the other way. I may have to loosen back up on them just a little bit. Yep, see that moved a little bit, lined it up. All right, now we can start sticking them all in. Short ones is gonna go here. And then the rest is gonna go on all the other, which all these aren't bolt holes. There's some of them that's fluid passages. Anywhere they'll fit now is right. See, like this, see, this can be a fluid passage. So you really can't mess it up. You don't know the time you put it in on these. If it drops in and goes all the way like that, you know, it's not going to go there. And that one seems, all right, maybe I should loosen that up a little bit more. There's something in that. Something on them threads. Must be. Yeah, must be something on that. Yeah, they don't look the best, that's for sure. Yeah, there's definitely something on that. I'm gonna probably have to chase that one out. Maybe it's got some little bit of aluminum in it. So we'll go ahead and put them all in and run them up, snug them up. Yeah. All right, where you at? Where you at? Right there. That one seems snug too. Y'all hear that frog? Must have squished him with the chair. Where's my drill? I need my Temu drill on this, my little right angle drill. That thing's so weak you can hold it back. That'd be good. It's good for running stuff down like this. You ain't got to worry about overdoing it. You can run them all down and then come back and torque them out. I'm going to chase this one too, those two. When I run these down, I'm going to go chase those two. And we'll come back and we'll torque them down. Yeah, because all of them's going in good. This one here seems a little tight. Something ain't right with that one. Yeah, she needs to chase. All right, let me do them. Let me carry them too and die over them. I'll be back. All right, we back. So yeah, that's what it was. I had to run the die over them when I went to check them in to see us at M6 for 1.0. It wasn't even hardly screw in there, so I took one out of that and screwed right in there. So probably what happened, maybe, and it could happen. This is the factory one here I went through, and then I've got another one, JFO 1580 that I bought off of Facebook Market, and I went through and put that one clean and put that one back together. But sometimes that plate in there, that's what I'm saying, if you don't get those alignment screws in there and kind of get them all started, it can be off, and that metal plate in there can catch the side of it. I bought one from the factory one time, and the plate was just, it was just the way it was made, it's the way it came. Like when I went to bolt it up, it was in the way. And I mic'd it all out and showed it to them exactly what I'd done, and they texted me back and messaged me back and said our techs didn't see anything, not a problem. So I said, well, I'll send it back to you, and if I'm right, you send it back to me for free. How about that? And they said, no, we'll just go ahead and refund your money. Don't worry about it. I said, okay, that's fine. So I set it up on the milling machine, covered it all up, and drilled that out, blew it out, put it on, worked fine. So yeah, I did look down in there, and it's good. They screw it right in now. Oh yeah, this is that the Temu right angle that I bought. Man, when I got that thing, I was so mad because it's weak, and I'm like, what the piss? The impact when I bought, I mean, I got a lot of DeWalt tools, but I do wheel and deal on eBay and Temu a lot. But I can literally, when my hands ain't slick, hold that back. But it's still perfect for stuff like this, for running those down. I mean, that's what, when I first got it, I'm like, man, this piece of crap, about to throw it away. But I got to thinking about it, I'm like, no, W, that'll come in handy for running stuff down, and you know you're not going to over torque it. So I held on to that. All right, let's throw this other one in here and get on with it. Ha, why'd I pull the battery out? We can use that on the last one. Yeah, you ain't gonna mess that up. Ain't never torqued that. All right, that's pretty much back together. Let me get my torque wrench, we'll torque them all down, and then we'll put in the harness on it, and we'll pretty much be done with that one. So I went through and super cleaned everything. You could call it a rebuild, because everything was, I mean, perfect fit. Nothing's like seemed worn bad or nothing like that. So I just really pristine cleaned it, cleaned these coils out good. You seen on the other video that if you didn't watch it, when I took it apart, I tested them, they're all clicking. I'd like to know what the ohms these out at. If I can find that, it'd probably be a better way to check them. But give me a second. Let me get my torque wrench and come back and we'll torque these things down and put on the harness. All right, I ended up stopping and just going in and end up next afternoon now. It's cooled off some. It's really hot. Can't wait for this wave to be over. It's the first summer I've really wanted this summer to be over. Kind of sad, but I don't know, when you're working it every day, all day, 10 hours a day, come home, working it, freaking right on till daggone dark, you get tired of it. But anyway, so I had stopped where we were ready to torque down the valve body bolts. The main ones call for 57 to 60 inch-pounds or 6.5 Newton meters. I think mine goes as low as 6.8, so that's exactly what I'm gonna torque them. That little little bit of, well, 3.3. I don't think it's gonna make any difference. So, all right, let's do that. Get turned down and start on this thing. There we go. I need to try to hurry up so my videos ain't so freaking long. I can't help myself. I tell you, that just don't seem right. I might need to go back and, I mean, I know there's not a lot on them, but it just seems really weak to me, in my opinion. There's one that I hadn't run down. Maybe that little Temu one that I run it down with, more powerful than what I thought. Wish I could hold it back with my hand, but these are all clicking. Huh. I know I've been over them all. Let me take a second and look this over and make sure, but I'm dead on it. You can see right there, it says 6.8 Newton meters. That's what the book calls for. So, well, I say the JAFO11E, they're all really similar. This is out of the JFO15E. And the REOF11A, they're pretty much the exact same. So they're all gonna be 10 millimeter bolts. They all should be the same anyway. Let me double check and make sure. All right, so like I said, I don't have the book on the JFO15E. I'm going by majority of stuff on the JFO11E, which is real similar, bolts the same size and all that. 8 Newton meters is gonna be pretty much the max on them bolts right there in aluminum. So that's what we're going with. I'm starting in the middle, working my way out with these right here, same already there. Just don't seem tight to me. This seems so easy to, but easy to strip out aluminum too. They're there. And in the book, it shows, I wish that I had one of these out, I put it up close to the camera. You got a 7, like when you're taking this thing down, a dot and a 7, and a dot and a 4. But when that 4 is flipped upside down, and you're looking at it, and you got trans fluid and crap all over it, you can't. They really screwed up on that. I end up painting the heads of mine red with a paint pen when I go through them and do them. If you got to take it back down, it's so freaking fast and easy. Instead of trying to determine upside down 7 or a 4. What does that look like? I don't know if it's picking it up, but it probably looks like a 7, and that's a 4. But just how you would typically write a 7, like with a little up, over, and down. When the 4 is actually written the way it's on there, but it's just like a 7. All right, get the harness set up, put that on. Shut up, dog. It's the barkingest son of a gun I've ever seen in my freaking life. Especially come nighttime. Come nighttime, he's barking all night long. You can believe that. Anything that moves. Alright, that other one must be on that back side. Start by locking that down. This thing went zip ties, they're really tiny and tight, and they run them through these little holes. I probably ought to get some and go ahead and run them and let them be in there, and I won't have to fight them when that's on. Let me do that. I'll be right back. Alright, smallest ones I can find. Is what it is. Shut up, dog. Worse than my daggone rooster was. Yeah. I don't know exactly how many it's gonna need, but I guess you can't have enough. Don't never hurt. Come on now, don't sit here and be a pain in the butt on camera and show your tail. Just get in there. Any other time I could do that, and that sun gun would pop right out. I can't, there it goes. Can't see nothing either down in there. I don't know if I need them all. If I don't, I can snatch them out. At least they'll be in there, and I won't have to fight this crap around them freaking wires. Let's go for it. I may leave that one off right now because that ROM I may end up switching out. And putting back on my other one. I'm gonna switch these valve bodies. I'm gonna try this valve body out. The original one that I originally had. There we go. I think I had a through here for now. I think I had a bolt there. I need to check to see. Was it there? What was that one? No, couldn't have been because it wouldn't have never reached. So it was either over there or right here, and it couldn't have been right there because I think the only other bolt I got is for the back side. Need a little WD on that, make it slide in. Give me a second to grab that. Yeah, I couldn't have been. It's got to be under that one because I only got that other bolt goes on this right here. Put a little bit of lube on her. She don't squeal. Put a little pig. Squeal, little pig. Like that. Let's pull that one out of there. Don't like you right there at all. Yeah, that one goes there. I can't resort back to my pictures. Easy, boy. Good God Almighty. Shut up, dog. Stupid. Don't talk to my dog like that. He's not stupid. Yeah. I know that. Look at that one went down over there. Let me look at my picture. Ain't that? Alright, I couldn't find my picture, but I believe I got it figured out. So, give me a second. Comes around on that one and that one. There's two that come back out. I had to retorque now. Sit right there, don't go nowhere. Hook that back up. Just clips on, put your boot back on. Side's ready to go. And like I was saying, I believe it's that one where that ground went. As long as it's grounded, it won't matter, but I want it back in the same place. It looks to me like that is the only one that's going to reach to. I don't know, could it reach over here? I believe it could. See what I can do with this monstrosity. Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that. I like that better, actually. Yeah, because that'll pull it down and kind of keep it snug. Tell you what, I got another one that I done. Need to look at it and see. As long as it ain't in the way or nothing, it'll be alright. Somewhere I got a picture, just couldn't find it. Those all get buttoned. Yeah, I'm glad I went ahead and run them zip ties down through there ahead of time. I want to remember that, because making your life a whole lot easier. All right, where are you at? They do not want to slide through them holes, that's for sure. Super tight. Yeah. All right, and I can plug this ROM in, but like I said, I think I'm gonna switch my. This is the original, but I had bought a valve body when I first bought the car. Put it on, hauled it to Nissan, let them program it. So I don't know if that, because the book says the original can always stay, but if they run your VIN number and they actually do it, you would think you would still be able to use this one. It would still all be the same program. But being I'm not absolutely positive on that, I'll swap these ROMs out and then it's ready to go. Done deal. And I'm gonna make a separate video when I get set up right to do the vacuum check on these things, because I really want to do that. And I really want to find out the best way, like ohms in these, to make sure that they're good. Clicking and yeah, you've seen how I tested them. If you've seen my other video on teardown, they're all clicking. I had them in fluid, but I want to make sure 100% that they ohms outright. Just because the click, they could be weak. So it would be nice to know that for sure. All right. Anybody out there that it may help, I hope it helps somebody, and thank you for watching if you watch, and we'll see you on the next one.